My girlfriend said, "No affection until you prove you deserve me." I said, "Then we're done." She expected me to beg. I didn't. I used her cold shoulder to pack her things and rent a storage unit. When she texted, "Do you miss me?" I sent the gate code and blocked her. Original post: I'm Ethan, 36M. My ex is Brooke, 33F. We were together a little over 3 years, and she'd been living with me for the last 10 months in my townhouse outside Raleigh, North Carolina. The mortgage is in my name. Brooke was charming in public. At home, she had one habit that slowly rewired everything. She used affection like a remote control. Warm when she got her way. Ice when she didn't. It started as "I need space" and turned into punishments. No hugs, no kisses, no goodnight, just air. Last Monday it finally got said out loud. I'd gotten home late from a job site and I didn't want to go to her coworker's birthday dinner. I was exhausted. Brooke crossed her arms and smiled like she'd already won. "No affection until you prove you deserve me." I stared at her, quiet, calm. I said, "Okay, then we're done." She laughed like I'd just made a cute joke. Then she doubled down with a week of silence in the same house. She spoke to the dog. She spoke to her friends on speakerphone about how men only learn when they lose something. She didn't speak to me. Fine, I took her at her word. Literally. The next morning I printed the mortgage statement and utility bills with my name on them. I screenshot the text thread where she wrote that line about no affection and my reply. I started a folder. Dates, times, receipts. Not because I wanted drama, because I knew she would. That Friday she left for a girls' weekend in Asheville. She announced it like a threat. "Don't wait up." Saturday at 8:10 a.m. I rented a U-Haul cargo van for $59.95. I bought boxes, tape, and a Sharpie. $42.18 at Home Depot. I reserved a 5x10 storage unit for $89 a month, first month discounted. They texted me a gate code and a unit number. By noon, Brooke's things were packed neatly, clothes folded, shoes paired, skincare bagged, jewelry in a small locked case. I didn't break anything. I didn't throw anything away. I didn't need revenge. I needed separation. I left her key on the counter with a note. "You set the terms. I accepted them. Your things are in storage. I'll cover March. After that, it's on you." Ethan. Then I called a locksmith. New deadbolt and keypad, $165. I sat on my own couch that night and realized I could breathe again. Update 1. 4 days later, Brooke came back Sunday evening. My doorbell camera lit up at 6:47 p.m. She walked up like she owned the place, tried the old keypad code, and got a red light. Twice. Then she knocked like she was summoning staff. I didn't open the door. I spoke through it. "Your key won't work. Your stuff isn't inside." She started sweet. "Ethan, come on. Let's not be dramatic." I said, "I'm not being dramatic. I'm being finished." That's when she threatened cops. She followed through. 2 officers showed up around 7:30. Brooke did the wounded hero routine in the hallway, saying she lived here and I was punishing her. I opened the door with the chain on and handed the officers my folder, mortgage statement, utility bill, and screenshots of her affection ultimatum. One officer read the texts, then looked at Brooke and sighed. "Ma'am, without a lease or proof you're a tenant, we can't force him to let you in tonight. This is civil." Brooke snapped. "I get mail here." I said, "I'll forward it. You can pick it up with an escort if you want." I also pointed at the camera and told the officers I had footage of her trying the code. They told her to leave. She did, but not before hissing, "You're going to regret this." An hour later, she slid a handwritten note under the door. It said, "You're overreacting. Call me when you're done pouting." I took a photo and added it to the folder. Monday morning, the flying monkeys showed up. Her friend Tori messaged me, "Brooke is devastated. Please just talk to her." I replied once, "Love isn't conditional. Please don't contact me again." Then her cousin Mason texted, calling me cold. I sent him the screenshot of Brooke's line. He went quiet. The HOA manager even emailed me because Brooke called claiming she was locked out. I replied with the same 3 attachments and 1 sentence. "She is not on the mortgage and she moved out. Please note my request that she not be granted access." Brooke tried a new angle after that. I have nowhere to go. I left my favorite jacket. I need my blender. Little hooks to get me to respond. I didn't. I went to work. I ate dinner in silence. I slept an entire night without wondering what behavior earned basic affection. For the first time in months, my house felt peaceful. Update 2.5 weeks later, I thought Brooke would get bored once she realized I wasn't chasing her. She escalated. First it was money. She sent a Venmo request for $612 labeled my share of groceries plus utilities. Utilities were in my name. She never paid rent. I declined and wrote, "Not agreed. Do not contact me about money again." 10 minutes later, she posted a vague story about financial abuse. No names, just enough for people to guess. A mutual friend texted me, asking if I was okay. I sent the screenshot of Brooke's ultimatum and said, "That's the whole story." The friend replied, "Wow, that's not what she said." Then she went for my job. On Wednesday, my site supervisor called. "Ethan, there's a woman here saying she's your girlfriend and it's urgent." I said, "She's my ex. Please have security walk her out." Security did. Brooke left an envelope with a beach photo and a note, "We can fix this if you stop being stubborn." I photographed it for documentation and tossed it. 2 days later, she showed up at my house with her brother, playing tough. On the camera, I heard her say, "Just open up. You stole my jewelry." I answered through the speaker, "Your jewelry is in the storage unit. I've paid through March. Pick it up." Her brother tried intimidation. "We'll come back with police and a locksmith." I said, "Great. Bring them. I'll have the footage ready." After they left, Brooke texted me a screenshot of a tenant rights page and wrote, "You can't evict me without notice." So I did the boring adult thing. I paid a local attorney $275 for a cease and desist letter and sent it certified. It listed the timeline, referenced the police visit, and instructed her not to contact me or show up at my home or workplace again. I also filed a non-emergency incident report with my local precinct, just so there was a record if she kept escalating. The desk officer gave me a case number and told me to keep saving everything, so I did. The cease and desist didn't make her apologize. It made her cautious. The next attempt went around me. She called my mom and told her I was spiraling and she was worried. My mom called me, confused. I emailed her the screenshots. 5 minutes later, my mom said, "Oh, she tried to train you." Then my mom called Brooke herself. Afterward, she texted me. I told her and her mother to stop. If she contacts me again, I'll file my own report. That night, Brooke's mom called me, quiet and embarrassed. "Ethan, did she really say she wouldn't touch you until you earned it?" I said yes. She apologized, and for the first time, I heard real consequences enter Brooke's world. Around then, I started going out with a woman named Paige that a coworker set me up with. Just dinner. Easy conversation. No tests. When I mentioned the "prove you deserve me" line, Paige laughed and said, "That's not a relationship, that's a performance review." Exactly. After that, Brooke finally stopped showing up. Final update, about 2 months later, the storage unit was the last loose end. I'd prepaid March and part of April. Total, $133.50. I did it because I wanted the clean break, not because I owed her anything. Late April, the facility emailed me, "The account will go delinquent in 10 days. I forwarded the notice to Brooke's last email with one sentence, "Handle it directly with the facility." She replied in 3 minutes. "You're really going to let my stuff get auctioned?" I said, "I'm really going to let you be responsible for your own choices." She ping-ponged between rage and tears for a full day. I didn't engage. I screenshotted everything and dropped it in the folder like receipts. A week later, the manager confirmed Brooke came in, cried at the counter, and transferred the unit into her name. She paid the balance and scheduled a pickup. The manager told me, "You labeled everything. Made it easy." Not many people do that. That comment hit me harder than I expected because it reminded me what normal looks like. Normal is basic respect. Normal is talking like adults. Normal is not earning affection like it's a prize. I heard through one mutual friend that Brooke had started telling a new version of the story. In her version, I abandoned her for being too emotional. I didn't correct it. People who know me saw the calm. People who don't aren't my problem anymore. Work got better. I got promoted on my crew, more responsibility, better pay, and my evenings stayed quiet. No tests, no silent treatments, no feeling like I was one wrong sentence away from being iced out. Paige and I kept seeing each other slowly. She texts first sometimes. She asks direct questions. It feels normal, that's the point. Brooke tried one last pop-up a few weeks later. She sent a long email titled Closure, half apology and half blame. I replied with one line, "Please don't contact me again." Then I blocked that too. Here's the lesson I'm leaving with: if someone rationing kindness makes you feel small, that's the point. It's control dressed up as standards. Love isn't a paycheck you earn by performing. It's either given freely or it's not love. If this hit close to home, tell me in the comments what you would have done. And if you want more stories like this, please like, subscribe, and share.